Hello, public transportation enthusiasts, environmentally conscious brethren, and for some reason I thought brethren, it might mean like brothers, but that means anybody, right? Because what would be if brethren is men, what would be the word for women in it? Brethren is everybody, yeah. I just did the BR, it sounds like bro. My brethren and sisterins and non-binary folks. All are welcome on my new metro system I'm building. I decided metro's taking too long to build it out. You don't have bathrooms there. You don't have street vendors and food on there. It's not clean enough. Service doesn't run often enough. They don't pay people enough. So I'm investing my billions of dollars into building LA's new metro system on top of the other one, and I'm going to make it free for everybody. I'll just take Patreon donations. Okay, seriously, don't donate to me for that, because I'm making a point. I love public transportation. I should say I love good public transportation. And LA's is pretty good in a lot of ways. I'm able to get around. I'm probably going to go to the Chinese New Year tomorrow in Chinatown. Got beautiful metro stations. Well, Chinatown's metro station is beautiful. There's one there. Drive a car, haven't had a car in over a year, very happily car-free in Los Angeles, but I could be even more happily car-free if the metro was built out further. I love being able to take the metro. It's so, not just convenient, it's nice to be out, seeing people, socially. It's nice to not have to park a car, store it anywhere, pay for parking. Yeah, all the expenses come with cars. Don't make me explain. Dried chrysanthemum flowers in my oatmeal. Why not? Lunar New Year tomorrow, the Chinese New Year, the Thienhao Temple is going to be celebrated at 9 a.m., not 9 p.m. like I thought, which I decided I'm not going to go. I'm too tired. By the time that it's done, Metro's going to be closed or closing up. I'm like, forget that. And then I'll be stuck, having to get home without it. But then someone told me apparently it's 9 a.m. and the temple, one ding against the temple, which they're awesome, they're great, people are so nice, give away all this free stuff there, is they don't pick up the phone. I called them like 7 times, they do not pick up the phone. So I can't ask them, and they don't have the time listed, at least not in English. They have it listed in like Chinese and Vietnamese, I think, but like there's no way to translate it. I guess by like taking a picture and putting a Google Translate image, but they only have it in like in an image, like the text, Chinese text on an image on their site. It's not like text I can highlight, copy into Google Translate. So I'm like, I don't even know what time. It doesn't, anyways. But even if it's not there at 9 a.m., I'm like, no big deal. I'll just hang out in Chinatown tomorrow. I've got to get my diet even better. So yeah, I'm getting the right macronutrients and stuff, but it's starving my body. So it's like getting hard to concentrate and uncomfortable. And I'm lucky I stumbled on a Mike O'Hearn video where he's like, pace out your meals throughout the day. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm only eating within like a narrow window, like a 9-hour window throughout the day. I could spread it out into smaller meals. And so that's what I'm experimenting with. It's like forcing myself to eat because I'm not used to eating certain times, but like, okay, I had a small, took a portion of the nutrients I'm going to eat today and had them right when I got up. So it's peanut butter sandwich with 2 thin slices of bread and 22 grams of blueberries. And I had a 1 scoop of protein powder, for my protein shake. I'll have the other one with my breakfast. And so I'm trying to be smarter about it because it's literally it's so stressful on my body to be starved. And my roommates, they leave stuff on the floor. And it's like making my gums feel like they're receding or something. Like, it's just so stressful. I'm like, I can't function like this if I'm literally feeling like my body is clawing at its own it's like searching for nutrients within my own organs. It's harvesting its own organs. So I'm like, but I don't want to eat more. I don't want to get overweight or put on more fat, and I want to keep my muscle, even though I don't have big muscles. So I'm like, okay, try his advice. Actually think about this stuff. He's been doing this practically his whole life, and I'm very new to supplementation or macronutrients, and I'm not even doing it as well as I could. Meaning I'm not switching up, getting the variety of foods that I could have. I get a decent variety. I'm probably eating better than 99% of people, but even so. Or I thought about doing something like making my oatmeal first thing when I get up, eating half of it before I work out, and then half after, so that my body's, able to get nutrition it needs when I wake up, and it's been, recovering, building muscle overnight. Stuff like that. So just experimenting with different techniques to keep myself recovering well and getting the proper nutrition and not being in such a deficit that it's detrimental to my body. Yeah, it's weird. It's I want to prove to myself that I can have strict discipline with my diet. I'm like, wait a minute, Angelo, you've already proved that over and over and over again, and you're taxing your body in a way that does not seem sustainable or healthy. Because could I keep doing this for 5 years, 10 years? I'm like, hell no. So it's got to be sustainable. That's the smart thing. Don't think, oh, I'm going to be, hardcore and just push myself as hard as physically possible. I'm like, how does that make sense? How is that going to be sustainable? I'll just be stressed out, and instead of 37, I'll be 47, 57, and putting this stress and attack on my body. So I'm like, okay, get smarter. And I just did a very light workout this morning. Mike O'Hearn plan doesn't say to work out 5 days a week, but I just did some light push-ups because I realized, okay, again, taxing the body versus just stimulating it. So I'm just trying to stimulate the muscles a little bit. Because also I've been so stressed. Just 40 grams is 31. All right, James, I have 6 grams. So 40 divided by 6, it's 5, 6, 7. 31 divided by 7. Times 4 is 28, 7 times 5, 35. So that's like 4 or 5 grams of carbs from these golden raisins. They have lots of fiber. Also, this is a scary proposition, but I'm thinking about what to do regarding this. I realize I could be, okay, I've been pretty financially sound, could be better, as in saving a good amount of money. I'm thinking, do I either want a credit card with cash rewards and stuff, so I just pay it, like charge it, pay it off each month, and get some money back as opposed to just spending it with my debit card? Like, that can be a good idea. I do not, I'm so like scared of getting into debt again because I already had a bankruptcy once, but I'm like, well, I'm not going to run it up. It's not going to run up on its own, and just pay it off each month. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Or do I want to put my money into a savings account or a CD, a certificate of deposit that after a year could provide more interest on it? I'm like, those are options. Also, credit cards a little more secure for online purchases than debit cards. So I don't know. Y'all have any thoughts? It shouldn't be a superstition, because that's kind of what it is. It's like the money's not just going to fly out of my credit card. It's only going to go out if I spend it. And then if I don't pay it off every month, then I'll get interest charges. But if I just spend exactly as I do now and just pay it off, I'll get money back. Or I might get cards. I'm not so interested in travel rewards, but it may be good. Like, what if I use travel rewards to get a free trip? Oh, to get my mom out to LA. Oh, wait a minute. I just figured that out. That's a really good idea. Maybe that's a good plan. If I get travel rewards and I can just get my mom a free trip to LA. I didn't think about that until just now. So, what do you all think? I have to look into that. Holy crap. I just realized that. My mom wants to come to LA. This could be the way to do it. And I'm glad I've been reasonably financially responsible. Could be more so. Yeah, maybe a credit card with travel rewards. Use it to get my mom here and have a free trip and even get a free hotel stay. That would be unbelievable. That would be insane. Holy crap. And then with the metro system I'm building, we can just ride the metro everywhere. Imagine if my mom and I were hobos, just crisscrossing the country by train. Wow, that's really a cool idea to me. I didn't realize that until I just spoke it. I just said it. I'm obviously saving money on haircuts. I haven't got my hair cut in a while. It's too watery. I'm going to put a little bit of wheat germ in this. I put flaxseed already. But again, I do not, I want to handcuff myself from spending more, because being in huge debt for years and being homeless was horrible. A horrible burden hanging over me. And then having to file bankruptcy was a huge task. Sort of. I mean, Oh man, getting through all that, paying a lawyer like $2,500 or something when I was homeless. Maybe it was 1,500. I don't remember. I think it was 2,500, but I got like the best lawyer. He was good, man. He was on the spot, extremely helpful, extremely understanding that I was homeless. I couldn't organize my accounts and stuff on the computer. I was doing everything on my phone and by hand. But again, if I'm responsible, the only thing is I wonder what's my credit score now? What do I qualify for? I may have to get like a prepaid credit card first, build up my credit for a few months. But I have a decent amount of savings, so I'll see. I have to look up my credit score first, don't I? I bet it's down in the toilet. Not even in the toilet, it's down in the septic tank. That's why it pays not to run into debt. I had to learn the hard way. I could have been building up free travel points for my mom to come here for years now. Think about it, if I came to LA, and I'm glad it happened the way it did, that I was homeless, that I went through all that. I'm glad I did. But imagine if I just had money, I was responsibly charging to my credit card, paying it off each month, didn't have a car. I could easily pay for my mom to have a free trip here, a free hotel stay. But that's okay. In a way, it was like losing everything in a way, and it came back even better. So appreciate the lesson now. Yo, young Dallas. I want to say Dallas. Doing well. How are you? I am stressed in so many different ways, physically, mentally, and emotionally, but I'm bouncing back, pushing myself. Not just pushing myself, trying to develop myself, grow into myself. I read poetry this morning. I found that inspiring. Trying to vary my diet a little bit again, pacing out when I eat, so I'm not eating when I'm just starving. Listening to Mike O'Hearn's advice. And I feel you don't forget to meditate. Right, I do like progressive muscle relaxation, deep breathing, like diaphragmatic breathing. But yeah, for sure. Befriending my body when I'm getting so stressed in my head. Try and like go back down below the neck. Well, okay, young. I'll just call you Young Daleks. That's your name, right? I was thinking about possibly either putting my money into a savings account to get some interest, like a CD for a year, even if a few $100 would be a lot, and I'd have to put a lot of money in. I'm not sure I could put that much in. That or get a credit card with cash rewards or whatever, pay it off each month. Now that I have savings after I had my bankruptcy, but I'm like, I don't know if I qualify. I'd have to look at my credit score first. But I'm like, and I want to be super responsible. Like, it was a hellish experience being in such bad debt for years and years and years, and then being homeless, and then having like 22,000 in debt and having to file bankruptcy and hire a lawyer for it. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, what if I got a travel rewards card and was able to get a free trip from my mom to LA? That's even more important than making whatever $300 cash back a year. Why not get that? So I'm like, that's the goal. Get my mom a free trip here. Now that I'm lucky enough to be able to have savings and be able to, keep saving. Exactly. I can have a few hundred a year cash back, or I can get my mom a free trip here. I don't know how much I'd have to spend for it. I don't spend a ton, so I'm not sure. I don't pay my rent in a credit card. I only just buy my groceries. What else do I do? I can pay for my Metro card, pay for my what few online purchases I make. Pay for my writing classes. Those are bigger expenses. Haircuts, laundry, Metro, occasional bike repairs. So, not really spending a ton, but again, the thing is, it would give me the option of getting a free trip for my mom or partially paid for trip. Because that's been one of the big things holding her back from coming here. The other is the schedule. So for one, my credit's in the toilet. Hold on, my roommate's coming. I don't want to film him. Okay. After my bankruptcy, I haven't had any debt or credit payments of any type since then. I paid car insurance for a while, but so I have to check my credit score, see where it is, decide from there, should I just start with a prepaid credit card and just build that up for a few months? Yep. Yeah, you know what it's like. And credit scores are a scam, but I have to check it. I'm scared to death of getting in debt again. So all I know is I'm like, well, it's like anything. I was scared to get on my meal plan because I was scared I'll mess it up. So, okay, if I'm scared of it, lean into it, research it, study it, make sure I understand the terms of the credit card, all that stuff. I'll read word for word the entire fine print of it. I'll look at my spending habits on it every month. See, did I just unthinkingly do something, not pay it off? But then again, I used to pay off my credit card when I had a student credit card when I was much younger. So I'm like, I know I can. The fear is just that, a fear of failure. So I'm like, good, the fear will push me to grow. And I'm just going to be militant about paying it off every month. If you do it right by the end of the year, your credit would be great. Exactly. Maybe just get a prepaid credit card, put $200 on it, and just, buy my groceries with it. Really not a whole lot else I buy regularly except, I pay for my classes, but that's like once a quarter. So that wouldn't come up again for another few months because I'm actually already paid up for not just this class I'm in, the next class too. But groceries are damn expensive, so $200, that'll go in 2 weeks easily, plus extra. So maybe that's the way to go. But I want to see. And also, I don't know, maybe they'll consider the fact that I have a decent amount in savings. But I got to find out my credit score first. So it's like, okay, Angelo, you're going to do this. How do you think someone, or how would someone do it responsibly? How would people say Angelo did it responsibly? Well, first thing, don't just apply blindly. Look up my credit score. Phone bill, that's a good one. That's a lot of money. It's like $150 a month. Good one. Man, I appreciate that. I didn't even think about that. And not spending money frivolously. Do not. If I want to buy extra food or something, I'll take my bike, get on the metro, ride out to North Hollywood, ride my bike 2 or 3 miles to the community outreach center food bank, go get money, go get extra food there if I want, my high day or a cheat meal, as I might say, like at the end of the week, which Michael Hearn says is okay if you need it mentally and if you've been eating right during the week. He's okay with that. You're not going to make your weight loss or fitness goals as quickly, but he's okay with that. If you need it mentally, he's like, do it. So I'm like, okay, that's good to know. Also, good to know that I had my physical and all my blood works right, cholesterol is good. That's the big one I have to watch because, it can go up for me if I'm not managing my diet right. But everything was good. White blood cell count was low, so got to work on that. And he said I'm deficient in vitamin D. Simple enough, take more vitamin D. I still wear sunblock and stuff, but get out in the sun. And, clothing to protect myself. Also sleep well. I need to sleep better, which I'm getting there. Less stress. The stress is, ooh man, and it doesn't help my stress when my body is so freaking taxed from like eating in too short of a span, not spreading my meals out enough, so I'm not getting the nutrition ongoing throughout the day to recover from a lot of physical activity I do. I do a pretty good workout in the morning, ride my bike 6 miles a day. At my job, I'm pushing stuff, lifting stuff a lot, climbing up ladders. And so I know I need to rest and recover better. And anything like that taxes my body, may compromise my white blood count. So bread is $10 out here in Ohio and Miss Texas. Damn. It's about that much here though in LA. But at least in LA you get a lot of other cool stuff, not like in Ohio. What do you have there? You have Coney Island dogs. I've been to Ohio several times. My dad's from there. My dad's from Cincinnati. So we'd go out there on road trips, 500-mile drives. Oh, man, what a slog those were. Me and my brothers and my mom packed into the car and go to Cincinnati before Google Maps and visit my cousins out there, my uncle and aunt. But yeah, what do you have out there? Not much. It's not that great. It's not exciting. I don't like to trash other places because I feel like it's mean. You trash where you live. You don't trash other people's places. So I'm not saying it's bad or it's bad people. There are some bad people everywhere. If you pay your own Wi-Fi and phone bill, you may save money. Look up ACP program. I pay 30. What's ACP? It's for every American. Well, I don't pay my own internet, so that's not an option for me. But I'll take any deal I could. I mean, I could look up affordable housing and see what options are, because I do have options for that. Even though, like, I make like a decent salary, like there's still options for me as far as that. There's options for everything for everybody, in some respect, in some manner. It's harder and harder to work out when you're poor, when you're broke, when you're just stressed, and all that stuff that I used to go through even more in many ways, more so in many ways. Living in my car, you know, I lived in my car for 2.5 years. I was homeless for 2.5 years, and it's still like I'm glad I did it. It was great. Like I wasn't a victim to it. I was pushing myself and building up myself, and it was great in many ways. But it's still like it's like stresses my body. It's in my body, that experience, and I'm grateful for it. Like I wouldn't change it at all. Like it set me up for success. If I didn't do that, I'd be a complete wreck because I learned so much discipline and developed so much. You've been paying for my phone and Wi-Fi for it's been paying your phone and Wi-Fi for phone months. It's some bill Biden passed, ACP. I'm glad I haven't been looking at the news for one thing because the news just stresses me out too. But that's interesting to know. Yeah, when I get my own place, maybe I'd apply for it. But I got to look up prepaid debit or credit card or look up my credit score. I probably would have to get a prepaid credit card because, like I said, bankruptcy, that is not good for your credit score. I realized that's the passport to my mom getting here. That's the ticket to my mom getting here. To quote John Lovitz, that's the ticket. Not everyone can have millions like this guy, Harold Lloyd, doing daredevil stunts. Um, has it been raining hard here? For LA, yeah. And it's interesting. We need it because, we've been in a drought. We don't collect nearly enough rainwater. Our city infrastructure is not set up for it. It should be. It would be the smart thing to do. And so I'm glad we've got it. I also feel terrible that I know what it's like to be in my car and when it's raining, which is, it's nice when I'm in the car. It feels like a security blanket. Like people aren't going to want to come up to me and bother me because sometimes people did. But it's horrible. If you're living on the street, that is torture to have the rain hitting you, and it causes hypothermia, and people die from it, or they get severe, problems from it. So I'm like, when it rains, what I think of is like both things. Yeah, we need it, and then there are people who go through torture because of it, and then people here hate those people just for being on the street and for having less than them. I know that because I've heard their sentiments. I've heard them describe them all as criminals and bad for everyone else and all this filth and garbage and ignorance. And the guy kept telling me that stuff, and he didn't get that I didn't appreciate it. I was saying, I lived on the street. I understand what it's like. It's not, like what you think. And he's always bad for everyone else when they're out. I had to sit him down and talk to him because he kept telling me this garbage. I'm like, I already know how much people hate homeless people. I lived it. And now that I've struggled to get out of it, I don't need to keep hearing about it. Like, I already dealt with it, and now I'm still being punished for it. You don't know what it's like. You don't know how dangerous it was at times. You don't know what the people I've known went through who were homeless because their parents kicked them out because they were gay, because they had a good job, but their mental illness took hold and they couldn't keep their job. You know, you don't know what it was like when I went homeless. The first time, technically, I was homeless sleeping on my friend's couch because my brother attacked me. So, and he was, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody's just a rent payment away. Like, fuck you, man. Yeah, you met one homeless guy now and your whole worldview crumbles. That tells me you have no integrity. You didn't do the minimum research. You just know there's a group of people you hate, and you never met them. You don't know them. They didn't do anything to you, but you're so self-pitying that you have no problems, but you pity yourself for being victimized by their existence. Fuck you. Yeah, exactly. These people are pathetic. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, oh, my story is my power. It's good that I was homeless because I can tell people what it's like. All right, everyone, I got to floss, so it's kind of gross when I floss. It's hard to talk. But thank you so much for watching, young Daleks. Is Daleks like from Battlestar Galaxy Galactica? What am I saying? I sound like an idiot. But it sounds like something. Dalek. Dalek. That's from Battlestar Galactica, right? Battlestar Galaxy. Jeez, that's what Michael Scott called it on The Office when he was like, he was so pathetic. The only person who would hang out with him is Dwight, and he doesn't want to hang out with Dwight, but he's like, "Well, watch whatever you like, Battlestar Galaxy or whatever." You just took the S out. You're from Dallas, Texas. Okay, that's why. Anyways, all right, I got to floss and ride my bici to work, mi bicicleta. But everyone support Metro, support building out Metro. It's good for people like me, my mental health. If you support my mental health, then support the Metro. Um, Try, seeing what you can to support transit across the country. Just write a letter to a politician or send an email. That's probably more practical. Just say, hey, like I want to know how much we could benefit from metro service, and the environment depends on it because we got to get out of our cars. 40,000 plus people a year die from car crashes. Car infrastructure is very, very debt intensive. It's burdensome financially, and we have to keep paying for it, but it doesn't give us back, what we put into it, and it's atomizing and alienating, and highly inefficient. And then cars put people into debt, whereas you take the metro, it's so convenient and it's sociable, and people, young lovers meet on there, and the plot of Before Sunset wouldn't happen without trains. So that's not metro. I think that was more long distance train. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Thank you, young Daleks, and like the video and all that, subscribe, and I'm going to keep making more. Stay tuned for more.